folks, I'm going to tell you 5 quick facts about black bull markets. Now, did you know, number 1, they're New Zealand FMA regulated. Number 2, did you know they have a copy trading service where you can either be a signal provider or copy signals? And number 3, did you know they've got over 26,000 tradable assets, including Forex, crypto, stocks, indices, and even more? And number 4, did you know they offer 500 to 1 leverage? And number 5, if you open up an account today and trade 1 lot a month, they're going to give you TradingView Pro for free. Check them out, Black Bull Markets.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well today, this day, this morning, this evening, whatever it is for you, for wherever you are. I am what am I? Not really feeling really great today. No better than yesterday, but not great. So I may make this one a little bit shorter than normal. But you know, so it goes sometimes. Bunch of Canadian news coming out today for the next 30 minutes, it looks like. And then an hour and a half, and then USD's got a new home sales medium impact news driver. So anyways, just keeping that in mind. I have taken, hey Moses FX, good morning. I've taken a couple of trades this week, both losers. That's it though. Blew your account, oh dude. Well, maybe just my process could be a little bit helpful for you in terms of how to not blow your account. So for next time, because if you give up, then you'll be a statistic. If you can change your ways and grow from your experience, then you will be a part of a much different statistic that gets through and makes it. Sorry to hear that though. That's no fun. Something that I did just this morning before getting logged on is I updated my order entry script, which gets me in with a set risk. I lowered my risk down because I have not been reading the market very well and having not a very good win percentage. So my risk is cut in half for the rest of this week. That can be a really beneficial way to protect your capital. So, I mean, if you got any questions, Moses, I can try to answer them in a way that the way that I think about things. But even then, I'm like I said, I'm not having a real good go at getting a good win rate right now. So, all right. Well, I'm just gonna keep going. I just barely started kind of laying out what I'm looking at here for today. So, going to keep doing just kind of the pre-trade analysis on this stuff. So this guy got a kind of a 15-minute area picked out if there wanted to be a big pullback. This looks like it's got a little ways before it wants to actually complete the pullback, but generally the idea is that I want to see a pullback up past 50%, which is at this line right here. and I have a 15-minute level picked out, and this for fair value gap right here. And I will typically watch that on a 1-minute chart and look for my entry on that 1-minute time frame. So what I'd like to do is put in an alarm so I don't have to sit here and have my eyes glued to this one chart. Let me take a look here. S&P. Anyone else listening this day? Go ahead and put in the comments where you're listening from, where you're watching from, and what your favorite candy is. How about that? Or dessert. I guess you could say dessert instead of just candy. That'd be cool. I like to see where people are watching from. It's cool. It's fascinating to me. Zambia, Dubai. Very cool. I think that's cool at least. Since it's neat that the FX community is a worldwide thing. That's cool. So the S&P has a similar 15-minute order block and fair value gap. Dio, also from Nigeria, welcome this morning. This day, probably not this morning for you. So I'll watch that in a similar fashion to the NASDAQ. See what Euro looks like this morning. Let's see. All right, so this 4-hour chart. This is a little high time frame for me for choosing a level. But this is a nice order block and gap combo, which is one of the things I like to see. Like that, overlapping fair value gap and order block. So that's definitely a level I'll keep in mind. It's a little big. Okay, so that's already been taken out there. You can see there's a fractal version of it happening often here. So what I mean by that is you saw what I pointed out on the, just gonna leave it small, change the color a little bit. So this is the M15 version of the setup that already has traded and completed. Oops, it's backwards, that's okay. Still a line. Sheesh, get my mouse right. So order block is this green, last green up candle before the breakdown. Fair value gap is when there's 3 candles. First one's low with no overlapping wick or anything like that. no indicators. I've tried indicators a lot, and they really just bring me a false sense of any sort of help or security. So no indicators. Just lots of colored boxes in line. Nobody put up their favorite dessert. Makes me sad. Apparently I'm in a mood for something sweet. So then oh, I see. Okay, this is the one. So this is the other one that's already tapped into. Not saying that it's a perfect trade. I'm just pointing out the type of thing I'm looking for. So order block and fair value gap. This is the order block. And when these boxes pop open, you probably can't see what I'm typing very well, but it's just I just put in my notes on what the line of the box means to me. So you can see this setup repeats pretty often. It's what I look for. So I would then go down into, like, for instance, on this, let me go back a little bit. This one, where was the first one? Was it this one? No, up there. So it doesn't look the same at all if you look here on the 1 minute chart. But this is that 15-minute level that I was highlighting just a moment ago. You can see on the 1 minute, the structure looks like, okay, well, the trend has shifted up. It's going to be going up, but then it gets up to this level, and then it looks for the new move down. So I wouldn't actually take the trade right here. That doesn't give me my entry indicator. Oops, I said indicator. That's not what I meant. That's confusing. My entry signal. There you go. So this isn't an entry. This comes back up into, then what do you see here? There's a micro 1 minute fair value gap. See that? Between these guys right here, like that. And what do you know? It goes right into there. And I mean, that's me looking at it afterwards. It could be this one. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be any kind of part of that. You could even look to find a gap that makes the most sense. So anyways, it happens on different time frames. So my entry is after an engulfing bar, after it's reached a higher time frame, and in this case, reach back into a 1 minute as well. This little bar right here, that one, you can barely see it with the black line there, but this one right here, that is an engulfing bar. That is the entry candle. With the stop would be somewhere up there, and that would have been a pretty good one. So you can see how the process works. It's just identifying a level, higher time frame level, zooming in, time frame smaller, looking for a repeating setup essentially. So let's get back to current time. There we go. So this one up here, this has come back and hit that 15-minute area already. But not really an area for me to enter. Let's see. 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. So here's the next lowest time frame where I'm seeing a setup happening here. Why is that dragging? The box is tiny. There it is. Okay, so here's the 5 minute fair value gap. What else do you notice? 5 minute order block overlapping. So these last two green candles. It's already come up and touch it, so I have to get down to the 1 minute and see what might be going on. So now I'm zoomed into the 1 minute chart. I'm going to get ready to potentially take a short here. This candle's just about over, but if there's a bearish engulfing bar, then I can get in short. So what I would think would happen before I get in here, we have one, this move here. Not really good drawing tools in here, so I'm just kind of improvising. See that this current move down, and then maybe one more poke up there before I see that engulfing bar. That'd be ideal. So it's up, down, up, down, up, blam. That's what I'm looking for. Co-con. No, I'm not. This is the challenge. This is me trying to get funded. This has been a really helpful experience for me in terms of getting my thoughts out, getting yeah, just refine. I've been refining a lot of my psychology mainly, not so much my style, but or like my strategy, but psychology wise. So it's been really good. I'm down. I'm in drawdown. I'm not close to passing or anything like that, unfortunately. um, but it's been a great experience for me. So I will, regardless of outcome, I will have learned a ton. Here comes a short trade. It looks like it's getting ready to pop in. Although actually, with these bottom tails right here, I'm gonna wait one more. I'm gonna wait one more. Look for one more. This is number one. This is number two. I'm gonna look for number three before the engulfing. That's what I was mentioning. That's not an official part of my like strategy in terms of waiting for three, but it's something I've noticed more and more is at least three micro time frame, or what I'm calling micro 1 minute time frame structure shapes. So we have 1, 2, 3 up here, hopefully, with engulfing ready to go down. And ideally, it'd be cool if I got to see it tap that line. The wick, and then come back up, come back down. All right, while I'm waiting for that, I'm just going to take a look at the yen, USD yen. Man. Looks like still haven't made it to, where is that? Yeah, there's that. This old high back here. Haven't made it there yet. There's also this liquidity sitting up here. So relative equal highs up there. That's liquidity pool potentially. So, well, it is. It's potentially going to get used at some point. Oh, there it is. Look at that. That's my third poke I was waiting for. So I have to wait for the entry signal now. I can't just jump in just because it did the third poke. So I decided to start using an entry candle, like a engulfing bar, because I was getting so excited about fair value gaps and the idea of um, these like limit entries that I was just getting in everything. And I was just losing. So I wait for the engulfing bar as a confirmation. It doesn't look like a person doesn't look like a buy to me in USD JPY. Moses, maybe you can explain a little bit so I can see what you're thinking. So technically that bar did close down below, but it's not a real convincing engulfing bar. So gonna give it a little bit longer here. I gotta go wake my son up here. Give me 1 second here. All right, folks, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Check, check, check. Looks like it's working now. At least it's showing like it is. Can someone let me know if they hear me? Yay, Deepora, thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna get right back into Euro USD chart. Remember this line I drew a little while ago? Notice that break has happened. That displacement is happening right now. So that's good. Maybe good. We'll see. All right, Mifundo, thank you. All right, so gotta wait for this candle to finish in the next 30 seconds or so. New home sales news. That's what's going on. Well, yep, I see that. I see that. So we'll see what kind of displacement shows up here for this this move here. It may not even give me an opportunity. Look at that. Talk about displacement. If it doesn't, then I get to look here in the next time frame up and look for a displacement on a bigger picture. So let's see what everything else is doing. So I'm gonna clean up a little bit here. There's the 1 minute fair bite gap. 2 minutes. Ooh, I like the 2 minute better. It's just not done yet. It's almost done. Oh no, it's not. It's got a minute left. That's what it is. So show me a bearish engulfing bar and I go short. That's what I'm looking for here. It's gonna be hard pressed to engulf that. These big bars though. It's got work to do up there still. Oh, don't do that. Everything's pretty excited. The cat is going nuts. So no engulfing yet. Oh, I should take that banner off. Sorry, folks. Where is it? There we go. All right. While we're waiting around, any other questions? I may have missed some stuff when I was trying to sort out microphone issues. Questions. I like questions. They help me to think They help me to consider. They help me to potentially become a better trader. So let me know if you got any questions, other questions. Yep, Canada had some news dropping too. Seems like, let's see, let me refresh it here. What's it show? Excuse me, that was kind of a lot swallow. My apologies. Well, I got over a half a minute left, but this looks like it could set up for an entry. If it stays down here into this, oh, yeah. Keeps engulfing. 15 seconds now. Stop will come in right where that red line's at, plus spread. There it goes. Short has entered. First target is automatically set at 1R, which you can see is just down there, look where liquidity would be resting, which is nice. Second target is automatically set at 5R, which I usually adjust after looking around to see what's going on higher time frame. So this is the 1 hour chart. I'm just looking at where reasonable targets could be for the second exit. Four-hour. I'm just gonna leave it there. All right, so I'll go over why this was an entry short for me. I just want to make sure, okay, making sure my macro updated like I wanted it, or my script updated like I wanted to. All right, so I was looking at this area, this move down here from here to here. There's a gap in an order block, and which got me looking to the short side of things. Then it didn't stay in there. So what I had to do was wait for the structure to break again. So I was watching, if you were here earlier, I was watching this for 1, 2, 3 moves. I didn't get the entry. 4 moves up, 5 moves up, and then I was waiting for displacement below previous low, and I guess previous low. I wasn't looking at that point, but that's kind of what's happened here. So this is displacement right here. These 2 big red bars. Then it created a new setup with a new fair value gap, and then I waited for an engulfing bar to the bearish side, And that's, you can see right where I got in right there. It's kind of hard to see on this color, I know, but there's a entry line right there, drag to modify, you can see it. So that's the reasoning there. I'm going to take a look and see what's going on in the rest of the world here. Exits and stops, I because I'm waiting for the confirmation, I'm usually just putting my stop above where it came from. So targets 1R for a pay the trader. Second target is more based on structure, where it can get to. Chiron Beer, I have not made anything on this trade yet. It's still active. So if I exited right now, I'd probably make like $8 or something like that. I don't think MetaTrader has that thing to show, like TradingView has that thing that floats on your entry that shows you what your profit or loss is. I don't have that. I try not to worry about the dollar figure anyway. I set my risk and base it off of structure rather than dollars. At least I try. So we'll see if it's a nice trade, Carby. It's a nice trade for me actually already because I followed my logic. I didn't jump the gun. I didn't get too excited too quick and jump in early and that kind of stuff. That's one of the things I'm trying to avoid. So that's where I'm at. See if I can get this first exit. You can see the red dotted dash line here. It's pretty close. But we're also kind of in a range, so it may come down and decide that it wants to go back up to the top of the range and come back down again, go back up, come back down. See, we'll see, we'll see. All right, what's everybody else doing here? Just gotta watch at this point. Yeah, Curvier, I'm usually calm. There's definitely times where I feel like my heart beats and I feel like, oh geez, what am I doing? And that's almost always either there's like two situations where that happens. The first one is like where I jump in because I'm excited to trade. And I'm like, okay, what's gonna happen? But not actually having followed any of my rules for engagement. So then I'll get all psyched out and I'll start thinking about, okay, I should just pull a profit here. I should stop out now so that I don't lose more later, that kind of stuff. So that's one situation. The other situation is when, how do I say it? The other situation is, and I totally lost it. I don't remember. Oh, that's what it is. So the other time that I really don't feel calm is when I follow my rules, but it's after a loss just happened where my rules didn't work, if that makes sense. So I get in a trade that I follow my rules on, stops out, but then it sets up again. Then I get a little nervous. Then I get like second guessing myself and like trying to figure out if I made the right choice. Okay, now I'm gonna pull profit, that kind of stuff. Uh, oh, you're talking about Trading Nuts podcast. As I say, I don't personally have a podcast. I'm just on Trading Nuts channel doing the live stream. But yeah, the Trading Nut podcast is great. It's what turned me on to Forex. Ba, 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 da, bum, boom. So this is going to be it for me. I'm not going to probably do anything else this morning. See, now it's already back into drawdown, running towards stop. We'll see what kind of thing happens here. Oh, just so I don't forget, I do post up my own trade recaps and journal entries type videos on my channel there at the bottom. If you're interested, head over there to subscribe and watch my journal entries. They're not high production value videos. They're just kind of me and my thoughts, kind of like I do here on this live stream. So if you like to hear that sort of stuff, then certainly head there. Appreciate the subscription. I think I'm up to 19. Ooh. No, I started as just a way for me to get my thoughts out there because I wasn't in the mind frame to get out a paper journal and write down my thoughts and that sort of stuff. So I'm just using it as a way of recapping, kind of audioizing. I don't think that's a word, but audioizing my trade ideas so that they're not just me in my head thinking I sound good. So look at that. Back into profit, barely. Would anyone be interested in getting out now? Excuse me. This be like, okay, I'm back to break even. I'm just going to get out because it might go wrong. Anyone ever think like that? Just me, huh? I don't do that. I don't really do that anymore, but that's something I've done a lot of. Oh crap, should have taken the profit when I had it. I'm just gonna get out now, so don't stop out. Kind of boring at this point though. Jeez. Thanks, Karen Beer. Appreciate that. Okay, so Ava would pop out. So let's see if I was going 1 to 2 pips. Let's see. There it is. 1 pip plus 1 point. So 1.1 pips. I was in for my. But the thing I guess for me is that that's my first exit. That's just a protection exit, so that I can feel good about waiting for a longer term 5R target. So I get what you're saying though, Ava. That's Ava or Ava, or however you say that. And I think I'm extra careful to not get out just because I spend a lot of time getting out so quick, missing opportunity like crazy. So I try to just leave things pretty rigid once I have them set. So I can't say that I always do that, but that's kind of my goal is to, once I'm in, have my first exit picked out, second exit picked out, then leave it. The thing that I'm actually working on now is the, I don't like the way that looks. Is the break even, like moving the stop to break even. I don't do very good with that. Oh yeah. This would feel a lot different than for swing trading for sure. But anyways, just knowing when to go stop to break even. That's a tricky spot for me. Ba, 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 ba. This is the daily chart. CAD, dollar CAD. So, Ava, your question says, have you ever tried exiting 80% of your position and letting the rest run? Then adding once it goes below your first TP level for the remainder. So I'm just trying to follow you. So let me get back to that chart. So you're saying exit, my first exit would be 80% here or wherever I chose. Then once it continues, maybe down here with a new move and a new setup, getting in again. I think that's what you're talking about. That's it's reasonable. My confidence isn't high enough for adding in, which maybe isn't good, but um, I I like the idea of adding in. I like the idea of pyramiding in and adding into it more. So okay, yeah. No, it's not a bad idea by any means. I don't know. Yeah, I'd have to think about that in terms of what that percentage would be on that first exit. Whether it stays at 50% or like you said, 80% or something. But um, eventually, it sounds like a good idea. Uh, GB, this is a sell. I'm not telling you to sell. I'm just saying I am in a sell. I'm in a short on the Euro USD. Have been for uh, 17 minutes. It's kind of just choppy choppy. Choppy 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 choppy. That's cool. Good to figure out who this Tom Hoggart guy is. couple people talking about it. Coffee's almost gone. Miss me, my time's almost up. What's this 7:30 news? What's going on here? Refinery utilization rate. Refinery utilization rate. Doesn't show up on the medium or high impact, so that's probably not too much to worry about. So something I notice, 1, 2, 3. I'm not saying that's anything crazy, but oftentimes there's 3 short-term structure moves within a higher term pullback. So if this is move from here to here is a 5-minute pullback, it's got 3. Excuse me. It's got 3 short-term highs within it. So that's just something I've noticed to myself. Not saying you should do anything with it. I'm just thinking about it. The best loser wins. Cool. Thanks. I'll take a look at it. The best loser wins. Add to my giant pile of books to read. GB, I am doing the 25K challenge. I've been doing it for a couple months now, and I'm just losing a lot. So I have not passed any of the phases. I have not failed yet, so I'm still active. I'll pull up my dashboard so you can see. It's not the kind of chart you want to see on your dashboard, that's for sure. All right, let's get bigger. There you go. So I started out strong, and for whatever reason, I've not been strong since then. So I am. That's weird. It shows I have an $11 loss. Oh, that's because I'm sitting at loss right now. Doesn't want to make up its mind though, man. Anyways, so I am in drawdown. I'm 3/4 of the way to losing this challenge. So if that gives you any help understanding where I'm at, you can see why I'm reducing my risk. I did the same thing down in this drawdown. I was reducing my risk, and then I started getting a handle on things, and then I started losing. I had to lose risk again, or I had to reduce risk again. So that's where I'm at. All right, last couple of minutes. Anyone have any other questions? Anyone think that I'm a foolish trader for taking a short here? Anyone tell me what their favorite dessert is, like I asked an hour ago, that nobody seems to care about? I could go, it's 7:30 a.m. for me right now, but some like apple cobbler, doesn't that sound good? Nice, yummy, crispy crust on the top, gooey, warm apples in the middle, and maybe some ice cream or some whipped cream on top. It sounds pretty good. I could probably eat that every day, actually, though. So, all right, folks. If that's it, then That's it. Cheesecake brownies. Whoa. Totally different vein than what I'm thinking about right now, but that's cool too. Cheesecake is pretty good. Right on, folks. I am gonna head out, going for a walk with my wife. That's what we do this time of day. Well, I think it might be still dark. Anyways, we go for a walk every morning. It's lovely and one of the best parts of my day. So I'm not gonna miss that for waiting for this trade to stop out or go to profit, whatever. um, yeah, you can head to the Maz and Russ Trading at YouTube if you want to see some of my journal entries, my ideas, my exits and entries. And with that, I bid you farewell. Good day.